Parasite is currently the 5th best player in the world for Black Ops 6 ranked play, and today we're gonna break down exactly how and why. Not only has he consistently been in top 250 for the last 3 years of playing Call of Duty, but he also reached #1 in MW2, and for some reason, a lot of people don't know this, but he was one of the first professionals to win a world championship. That's right, Parasite won a ring for the Black Ops 2 World Championship in 2013. He's also stacked on 5+ UMG and MLG major wins, and believe it or not, he's probably been on some of your favorite teams such as FaZe Clan, Farico Impact, Complexity, and Optic Gaming, which when I was a little kid, I freaked out over this, and he was only on the team for 5 days. After that history lesson, now we're gonna break down Parasite's gameplay and learn exactly why he's the #1 Black Ops 6 player in the world. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please comment down below if you'd like me to break down another person's gameplay. So they win those gunfights, they push through, and once again, Parasite gives a beautiful call out.
Spawn, block the back, okay?
Last guy to spawn in, always block the back, which means the last person to spawn in and all of your teammates are alive, you will always be blocking the back spawns. Literally make sure you're blocking the spawns, so every kill we get, we are force spawning the enemies out on the other side, so their routes are now predictable on exactly where they're going, and it makes the game easier for everyone. Now, not only does this player block the spawns, but he is also there to watch the pinch and watch the pinch, which is a very important job. I will say though, once you see your teammates on the hard point die, this is now where you would push up to get to the hard point, and then guess what? Your last teammate who spawns in, now he'll be the player blocking and holding the pinch. This should be a fundamental that is locked in for everyone. Diamond Plus. Parasite spawns in and he gives another very important call out.
If I get to the back, I'll play time, Uzi, if you can hear me.
Now, the reason why Parasite told Uzi to push out right here is because of 3 very important things: spawns, map control, and filling in lanes. Basically, every single time at 15 seconds and we start rotating, the first rotator should always go to the furthest lane, which for this example will be tin or elbow. And this player can now sit in a corner to play for a guaranteed kill at tin and at elbow. And now this allows Parasite to push up to the next hard point, and he no longer has to worry about tin. He no longer has to worry about elbow. He can only focus on top plat and top office. Now, in theory, his next teammate, if he spawned behind him, his next teammate would now watch bottom U, top U, and prevent him from getting pinched. And now we have a setup where we're holding all of the lanes, we have map control, and now ideally we're in good spots where we can guarantee kills, guarantee the OBJ time, and eventually what will happen is this player, when he wins the gunfights, he'll now block the spawns, push out, and now force spawn these enemies in a terrible spawn. That'll be lobby. So, literally, that one call out of Parasite saying get to the back is just so that player gets a timing, holds all of that, and we can cause a nasty flip, which, as you see, that player did not push out for the flip, therefore Parasite is doing it. And you're gonna see that Parasite is predicting a player to hit this route because there's not a lot of information front. There's not a lot of information U. Therefore, these enemies are hitting routes. And as you see, Parasite is gonna hold a pre-aim and eventually someone will hit it. It looks like the enemies all decided to hit plat instead of hitting the back, which, there we go. There it is. 3 dead. All these enemies are spawning at boat. It is time to rotate. So Parasite is coming here for a cut to spawn trap these enemies. And it looks like 2 of the enemies decide to hit old. 3 of the enemies decide to hit old and only 1 rotated. Beautiful minimap read. And with 3 dead, Parasite knows that the last guy was at P4. So chances are this guy could push out and look for him from open. And not only that, but Parasite knows by him pushing out this right lane, he is force spawning these 3 enemies over here at Lambo. And with these enemies spawning at Lambo, they're going to hit open and they're going to hit top lobby. Ideally, Parasite's going to hit a pinch and more than likely cause a spawn flip and of course get the kills off the pinch. So we're going to press play. Rimura just spawned in, so off spawn, Parasite should be looking for this guy off spawn. There he is, killed Rimura. Now he's going to go up top. He was expecting a player to swing for him a lot sooner, and he kind of got a bad timing, but he reads it, and unfortunately, just the enemy took way too long to challenge, but beautiful reads right there. Again, you see the thought process of Parasite. I don't know if this is exactly what he's thinking, but I just want to share with you guys what you guys should be thinking about. Now, this is something that I don't do enough, but this is a beautiful flex spot where, because his teammates are over here, they are pretty much blocking the spawns, and Parasite understands that he more than likely got a parallel, which means one enemy was over here blocking, it spawned Parasite out, but then his teammate wins the gunfight. Therefore, now Parasite's teammates are spawning over here, and the enemies are spawning out at 10, creating parallel spawns. So off spawn, Parasite understands, oh, let me get to this spot over here to not only play for the good spawns, but this is a very good spot to cut the enemies off of their routes for top plat and bottom U, which these enemies off spawn, they will be hitting plat. They could hit office and go around like this, but that takes some time. Parasite will just play for the timings. And then most of the enemies will just hit bottom U or try to climb up top U. So once again, very predictable spots. Parasite once again has this AR out in a beautiful spot. I think he actually picked it up, but he's snaking now just to play for the guaranteed kills. Beautiful two-piece. But looking at the minimap right now, 3 dead. None of us are pushed over to P2. So more than likely, all 3 enemies are spawning at P2. And showing that our teammates spawned behind us, that even guarantees it. And Parasite right now is probably thinking that. He's going for a wide route over here. He realizes that he's super alone, so he needs to play for guaranteed kills. This is a very good play. By hugging the outside as an AR player, you basically make it where the enemies can only be like in the middle or in front of you. So really good routing right here. His teammate does spawn in the back, so now that he has a teammate, he can actually play a little bit more aggressive and fast here. But with 1 dead, I kind of wish this teammate right here stayed pushed up after he got his first kill, because then what can happen is Parasite and him can follow up and 2v1 the enemy looking at him. If they win that 2v1, that's 2 dead. The last 2 enemies are maybe on the hard point. Those last 2 enemies will look at small, and that allows our teammates to now hit front and hopefully break. But we'll see what happens here. This is where, even though they're up by 100 points, you're going to see how this play right here of that enemy backing up and playing his life, not good. So I would say a golden rule, every time you guys get like 2 dead, you should start pushing into the hard point, fly for those trades, which eventually Parasite realized that no one's giving him anything. So he flies in, he gets a nice 2 dead right there, but his teammates, honestly, their pacing was very off right there. 20 seconds left, 25 seconds left. So you still want to fight for this, but at 20 seconds, if this teammate spawned all the way out at well, he could just rotate early, especially since we have old time. That's 3 dead. Last guy, all 4 dead. All 4 enemies will be spawned at new. And now with this moment, we should have 1 player. This player should already be at new rotating, or at least top U or something like that. And then 2 players would be rotating through the right-hand side. And then the 4th and final player would be soaking up old time. And then every kill we get, we can then spawn the enemies behind us, which that would be the ultimate goal that we want to pull off right there. But now we got 2 dead. Nice, 3 dead. Oh yeah, and then we get 4-pieced. So if you guys are wondering how we got 4-pieced right here, it's literally because we didn't get map control. Simple as that. Right here, we have 1 dead. We have 2 dead. We know a guy is middle. We already have 2 dead. We just need 1 player to keep holding front, and then 2 of us can push out and look for this kill. And if we get this kill, we now have all of the map control top middle. So now if these enemies try to hit bottom wine, we can kill them. If they go top office, we can kill them. All of our players on time now no longer need to focus on middle. They just need to focus on front. And then obviously the last teammate to spawn in, they'll just turn around and pre-aim the back to hard block spawns. And then after the kills go down, they can go and support. That should have been the setup right here. And it literally just didn't happen because we didn't confidently push out for this final kill. And we get 2v4'd, which is absolutely disturbing. But we're going to see how Parasite, he's first to spawn in. He's going to take a route. In fact, I think someone else should have took a route with him. So we can have 2 middle and 2 front, or maybe even 3 middle and then 1 front. But point is Parasite hits this pinch, took his time, got 2 dead. Now I believe his teammate follows through and gets at least, no, he didn't even get 1. But Parasite basically breaks the hard point by himself, and we just get 4 dead. So again, a big issue Parasite literally says, take your time, take your time. What does that mean? Take your time, play kills, don't force anything, throw grenades, hold a pre-aim, wait for an enemy to blunder. As Parasite is going for this pinch, if anything, he will at least get the entry kill, which he does right here. Once he gets this entry kill, now these enemies are tweaking, they're looking middle, and that's gonna allow us to, you know, double hit or triple hit the front and at least now be in a 4v3, win those gunfights. But instead what happens is our first teammate dies, our second teammate dies, now we're in a 2v3. Parasite somehow gets a beautiful two-piece, and now his teammate flies in, and unfortunately our teammate kind of just got slammed here. I mean, again, it's Call of Duty, it's gonna happen, but fuck, he needed to win that gunfight. But 3 dead, once again, 3 dead, no kills in the kill feed. Parasite says, shit, there's nothing else to do other than play for spawns and rotate, so that's what he goes for. Once again, playing the wide angle, so he only has to focus on what's in front of him and what's towards his left, so he can play for a guaranteed kill. He's wrapping all the way through to the furthest lane. He's waiting for his teammates to follow up. He's also looking for blunders, just in case the enemies are looking for the spawns as well. Nice 2 dead. So now we're looking for this final player in the point. And look at that, just look at that discipline. Parasite knew we have 2 dead, we're missing 2, we cleared the entire map, these last enemies must be on P2. I'm gonna take my time and wait for a blunder. And long and behold, one enemy runs right in front of him, he gets a free kill. He doesn't predict the second guy, but he still gets the 2-piece, and now he needs a 3-piece. I can't believe that guy didn't die. He honestly should have had that. But again, what the hell happened with our teammates? Because it goes back to right here. 2 dead. We literally have 2 dead. Our teammates need to hit the hard point. One actually does hit the hard point, which is nice. He does die, understandable, but where are our other teammates? Where are our other teammates? Still, where's our teammate middle? This teammate middle should have already been inside of here, because again, you always want to reinforce the hard point and help your teammates, and then after we win the gunfights, you can hold map control here, and then after you win those gunfights, then you can push out and hold even more map control if you want to, or you would push out and hold map control like this and your teammate would block, but that's besides the point. The point is right here, his teammates need to freaking get to him, and they just don't. And because they don't, these players are winning 2v3s, 2v4s when they really shouldn't. Right here, 2 players on the hard point. Parasite realized he needs to pick up middle, so he picks up middle. He gets a bad timing. Now we spawn out. He calls out. They're all pinching side door, and they're all hitting the back. 2 dead, so because of 2 dead, instead of just hitting the hard point, he's taking a water route. I don't know if this enemy saw him or not. We'll see. And we're good. So now in this moment right here, Parasite, he's gonna once again be the entry, hop in, get first blood. We just need his teammates to follow through. So he's gonna hop in, he gets 1 kill. Unfortunately, he didn't get the 1 kill. Bit unfortunate. Again, it's Call of Duty, especially with online Call of Duty too. PS5, it's gonna happen. Parasite is aware of how important this scrap time is. Not only that, but because we're not spawning at the new hard point, the enemies are already guaranteed rotated to be at new. So Parasite, he sat there and said, hey, if I can fight for these last 10 seconds and at least get 10 seconds, that gives us 10 seconds to break, right? So my point is if it's 190 to 165, you basically have about 30 seconds to break the hard point until the enemies break even or they tie up the game, which you don't want to spend 30 seconds on a break by any means. Don't do that. But the point is you have room to breathe. We still have 20 seconds to breathe. That's okay. We died. We have 20 seconds to breathe. In fact, we're on the hard point. We spawn in the back. We're going to see Parasite anchoring the back, make sure no one else spawned behind him. But once again, he's coming top plat, top office to support his teammates, which in the last P3, his teammate went bottom U, gave up the entire top, and all of us died from top. So you can see how Parasite is prioritizing top plat, top office here to prevent his teammates from getting pinched. Beautiful 3 dead. Last guy, unfortunately, we get 2-piece. Very big 2-piece. And exactly, right there. Zeus and Lucknatic need to know there's only 1 player on the hard point. We need to force that 1v1 and get onto the hard point. Specifically Zeus, because he's closest. But as you see right there, we randomly get stuck, very unlucky. And damn, this 100-point game now turned into a tied game. 2 dead, 18 seconds left. Again, in Parasite's head, hey, you know, if we can guarantee this 15, at least that, you know, gives us some room to, you know, break the next hard point forward. But right here, once again, we don't have any kills. We need to break the hard point. Parasite takes his time. He goes top office for a pinch. He finds this beautiful kill. And because he doesn't have to waste time hopping up, he can instantly hit middle here. And the goal is, now that we have 1 dead, one of the enemies are turned around like this. Therefore, this enemy and this enemy, now we're in a 3v2 right here, right? Because these teammates should be pushing 2v1, and then Parasite would push in 1v1. Parasite, you know, even if he loses the gunfight, he has the guy one shot, his teammates clean it up, and his teammates should have a 2v1 against the last guy. So that's what should be happening right here. There we go, we get the freebie. And look at those enemies, both of them. They're looking in the opposite direction, and Parasite single-handedly breaks this hill by himself. And once again, I thought, okay, we're gonna be able to hold this scrap time. Right here, instantly, Parasite spawns at boat and instantly tells his team, enemies are spawning at Lambo. Spawned out. He said spawned out, which means the enemy, his teammates should know to look at Lambo and look at lobby, but maybe his teammates don't know that, and it looks like his teammates don't know that. So it's definitely not a Parasite issue, but it's a communication issue. Most people know when they hear I spawned out, that means we no longer have the good spawns. We no longer have the previous spawns. Therefore, those enemies are now behind us. That's what it means. But for these players in here, maybe they don't know that's what it means. Which once again, 1 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead, 3 dead. We are missing 1, but the point is 3 dead. Someone hop on the point. Also, not only that, but we know that we're spawning these enemies at 10. So Parasite wants to spawn trap these enemies at 10 and guarantee the spawns for his team. However, because his team's not hopping on the point, Parasite feels like he needs to hop on the point. So he just got a bad timing and he lost a gunfight. And now it's just a snowball effect of just mistakes after mistakes. 3 dead. Finally, we're hopping on the hard point, but our teammates aren't reading the spawns. Our teammate loses a gunfight, but at least we get the trade. We are now spawning them at 10. Parasite reads the spawn, looking for the kill. He's snaking because he does not want to lose this by any means. 3 dead. And this is beautiful work out of his teammates for like looking over him and killing the enemies. However, it's time to rotate, bro. It sucks because this player right here, although he literally got a 4-piece, because he didn't maintain position in this hallway, his teammates no longer spawn at Lambo, and instead we're spawning the enemies at New right here, which is just not good. So it sucks because, again, Lunatic, amazing 4-piece, although he's in the wrong position. We just spawned all 4 of those enemies at New. They have a guaranteed setup for P2 on Money Hill. Not good. Not only that, but of course, our teammates need to be rotating as well. And as we see right here, after these kills, Parasite realizes, oh, we got to get to New. We have 3 dead. Parasite more than likely spawns these enemies out, but if he loses his gunfight, oh my gosh, he wins the gunfight. So just because Parasite won that gunfight right there, he is now spawning the enemies out at 10, and he just increased the win condition drastically to win this game. He's picking up the furthest lane, making sure these enemies don't rotate left. He is looking for the flank. He doesn't get a timing, so now he's looking middle. All these enemies are basically forced to hit middle, but as you see, Parasite actually gets a bad timing on the left lane. That is heartbreaking to see right there. And his teammates, oh no, they're just literally spinning in a circle. I'll tell you guys right now, in Call of Duty, if you are literally spinning in a circle and looking in every direction, we're effed. You're guaranteed to lose every game. Understand, on this hard point, P2, you can only get shot from small, front, back ramp, and then maybe water. Some people do hit a water route, but it's very rare, right? So always have 1 player in small, boom, check, covered. Have 1 player always holding front, boom, check, covered. If our teammates are spawning in the back or if they're anchoring, boom, the back is covered, check. And then our last teammate would look at the water just in case someone hits it, because sometimes people do. But the point is that's like the last lane that you would really worry about. Once again, Parasite gets 1 kill. somehow is not able to lay down behind cover. I think his controller just like screwed up right there. And now his teammates all holding pre-aims. We get 2 dead. We get 2 dead. Get to the point. Run to the point. Run. Please run. Please run. Get into the point. Run. How is Parasite the 3rd spawner, yet he's the 1st in? It doesn't make sense. And now this is where we see everything crumble. We get 3 dead, the last guy in the hard point. Literally 1 guy last alive in the hard point. We just need to hit the hard point, and his teammates don't hit it. And the only reason why I laugh is because I know that pain. And listen to Parasite's...
You guys just wouldn't move, bro.
Listen to Parasite and what he says right now. Not moving, playing too slow, and here's the craziest part that none of you guys probably realized. But listen to this.
Why KD's irrelevant, chat?
KD is irrelevant. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, consistent top 250 for the last 3 years. Number 1 in the world for MW2. World championship for Black Ops 2. Several major wins under his belt. Is telling you KD does not matter. Okay. That does conclude the video, and if you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like and comment if you want to see more of this, and please check out my coaching in the description below. I've been a full-time Call of Duty coach for the last 4 years. If you feel like you want to get better at Call of Duty, I can promise you this is the right place to get that info. If you guys ever need anything, hit me up. I'm happy to help. Any questions, let me know. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time, and peace.